students, I hope you all are fine and enjoying good health. So students, it's our 8th week of class 7 and the subject is science. Today we will discuss our unit number 2, materials, and chapter number 4, heat. The objective of our chapter number 4, which is heat, is help students to understand the concept of heat flow and temperature. So students, in this chapter we will discuss about the heat and temperature. Can you survive on the earth that is freezing cold, or on that earth that is burning hot? Your answer shall be no, because we need the right temperature to live on the earth. We all know that heat is important for our life, but neither too cold nor too hot conditions are favorable for our existence. By touching objects, you realize that some objects are hotter than the others. So in our daily life, we come across numerous objects. Some of them are hot and some of them are cold. Like when you touch the hot soap, you will feel hotness. Or when you touch the ice cream, you will feel coldness. So this is the difference between hotness and the coldness. This is all we will discuss in the chapter number 4, heat. Now the topic is temperature. What is temperature? The degree of hotness or coldness of a body or environment is known as temperature. Temperature is a measure of average energy of the particle in a substance. They are units used for the measurement of the temperature. I written over here degree Celsius. It is also represented by the C. Fahrenheit. It is represented by F. So generally temperature is measured by the unit called degree Celsius. As you can see on the board, it is shown by C alphabet. There is another unit of temperature called Fahrenheit. It is also written on the board, which was produced by Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit in 1724. However, the Celsius scale is more commonly used all over the world. The human normal body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade or the degree Celsius, and in Fahrenheit it would be 98.4 Fahrenheit. We all use an instrument for the measurement of temperature. The instrument used for the measurement of temperature is called as thermometer. There are different types of the thermometer: alcoholic thermometer, bimetal, mechanical thermometer, medical thermometer or clinical thermometer, glandiothermometer, and mercury in glass thermometer, etc. Among them, mercury thermometer is more commonly used. It was invented by Gabriel Fahrenheit in 1714. There is a proper method for the reading measurement on the thermometer. You can see different degrees on the thermometer. A thermometer has graduations, means markings or scale made on the basis of two temperatures. In laboratory thermometer, the lower fixed point is taken as the temperature at which ice melts, while the upper fixed point is taken as temperature at which water boils. A thermometer has a bulb filled with mercury and a glass stem with a thin hollow tube running with it. It's called as capillary tube. The thermometer that doctors use to measure our body temperature are called as clinical thermometer. It is generally a mercury thermometer and uses the Fahrenheit scale. The scale starts from 32 Fahrenheit and it is divided into 180 equal divisions. While in Celsius scale, each division measures a temperature difference of 1 degree centigrade, whereas each division in Fahrenheit scale measures 1 Fahrenheit. Following, I will tell you the following steps you should need to be taken to read a thermometer. First of all, you have to shake the thermometer vigorously so that the mercury goes below the normal mark. After that, keep the thermometer either in the armpit or underarms or under the tongue of the person whose temperature is to be taken. You should have to wait for 2 minutes. After that, take out the thermometer and read the mark where the silver mark of mercury ends. Now you can take the measurement of the person to whom you want to measure the temperature. Now the topic is heat. To understand what is heat, I will give you the example. You have to take 2 glasses. Fill one with hot water and other with cold water. Dip your fingers in the hot water. Do you feel hot? Yes, you will feel hot. Now dip your fingers in cold water. Do you feel cold? Yes, you will feel cold. The heat energy content in a body makes it hotter or colder. Greater the heat energy content, hotter will be the body. Heat is the form of energy. You know that heat is essential for the survival of life on the earth. We need heat energy for various purposes like cooking, ironing, etc. Heat can be transferred from one object to another. What is the transfer of heat? An object cools down when heat flows out of it, and it warms up when heat flows into it. It is important to remember that in all cases, heat flows from hotter object to the colder object. I am again saying that it is important to remember that always heat flows from hotter object to a colder object when left to itself. This flow continues till both the bodies reach the same temperature. We use units for the measurement of the heat as we have used the unit for the measurement of temperature. So, heat is measured in calories and joules. Joule is the unit of heat energy in the International Standard for the Systems of Units or SI system. It is denoted by the symbol J. ERG is another unit for the measurement of heat. Now we will discuss the different modes of heat transfer. The different modes of the heat transfer: conduction, convection, radiation. Normally, what is conduction? Conduction is used to conduct something. Conduction is the transfer of heat from hot object to the cold one. We can also say that conduction is spontaneous transfer of heat energy from a region of high temperature to a region of lower temperature. It helps and it acts to equalize the temperature of two bodies. For example, if you stir hot milk with a stainless steel spoon, after some time you will notice that the edge of the spoons become a little warm. Why it happens? Because of the movement of the molecules from hot milk to the normal or cold stainless steel spoon. To understand how conduction occurs, we need to look into the composition of matter. You know, matter is made up of molecules. In solids, molecules are tightly packed. They are not free to move, but they can vibrate about their fixed positions. Conduction involves transfer of heat energy between adjacent molecules in solids, means heat or the conduction. Because of the heat, one molecule will collide with another molecule and it transfers the heat from one to another. Now the second mode is convection. Convection occurs in fluids. What are fluids? Liquids and gases are together called fluids. Since both can flow, liquids can also flow and gases can also flow. In case of fluids, the molecules themselves carry energy from a hotter region to a colder region. I already told you that energy always flows or travels from hotter object to the colder one. The process of heat transfer in fluid is called as convection. When a fluid such as water comes in contact with an object whose temperature is lighter than that of fluid, convection occurs. For example, the sun rays heat up the surface of the earth. This heat is then transferred in the air by convection. Thus, convection helps keep our atmosphere warm. Convection also occurs in sea breeze and land breeze. Now the third one is radiation. Radiation means transfers the energy or the heat energy as electromagnetic radiations. Radiation is a mode of heat transfer through vacuum. Vacuum is that medium, means there is no presence of any medium. Any medium like solid, liquid, gas, there is no medium in the vacuum, such as air, water, etc. The radiation refers to the transmission of energy as electromagnetic radiation from a heated surface to another colder surface. All light rays contain some amount of heat energy. Can you guess why you are advised to use an umbrella when you go out in the sun? Although it is not raining, umbrella partially reflects and partially absorbs the heat. Therefore, we feel cool while walking under the umbrella, as only a part of heat is transmitted. The last one topic of your chapter is conductors and insulators. Conductors. What are conductors? Conductors are those materials that allow heat to pass through them easily are called conductors. For example, steel, copper, aluminium, iron, etc. Insulators. Insulators are those materials that do not allow heat to pass through them easily are called insulators. For example, plastic, wood, water and air are insulators. There is an activity on your book, page number 38. You have to write some materials. Either they are conductors or insulators. The material name are given in the table: steel spoon, geometry box, compass, plastic scale, eraser, divider. You have to write down their answers. Also boys, also students, you have to write down the answers on your work pages. Now you know activities. Your exercise part A, part B, you have to write on your notebook. Part C also on the notebook, and part D is also you should have to write it on your notebook. You have to learn all the material from your book and notebook. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.